Hello, and welcome to the Financial General Purposes Committee of Ramsgate Town Council. First item on the agenda is apologies. Do we have any apologies?
We have apologies from Councillor Austin, who has a personal commitment, Councillor Young, who's unwell, and Councillor Driver, who has a hospital appointment.
Thank you. Item 2 on the agenda is declarations of interest. Do any members wish to declare an interest?
No.
Item 3 on the agenda is previous minutes. To approve the minutes of the ordinary meeting of the Finance General Purposes Committee held on the 21st of January 2026 as a true record. Do I have a...
I think I wasn't there.
I wasn't there.
I wasn't there.
You're proposing that we do accept them as a true record. And I'll second
It's
that.
like I was there, so
Well done,
just
Helen.
me and Laurie, yes.
Item 4 on the agenda is accounts and budgets. To note the accounts of up to the 31st of March 2026, financial year end, are not completed at the time the agenda was being issued. Town Clerk.
Thank you, Chair. So whereas we would usually receive the quarterly accounts, at this time, where it ties in with the end of the financial year, there's still a lot of wrapping up of that year to do before starting the new year, which is why they're not with you for tonight.
I assume we accept that.
Yes.
Yeah. Those who accept that explanation. Thank you. Item 5 on the agenda, strategic aims. To receive a review of the business plan from the Town Clerk, as well as the existing business plan 2023 to 2027, and consider what changes need to be recommended to the Council. Town Clerk.
Thank you, Chair. So you have a report where there are suggested amendments to the overall aims, and then the original document itself with some suggestions. These are quite light suggestions, but it's up to yourselves whether you'd like to propose to Council anything more significant. Is there what I've put in are more like tweaks, and it's whether actually F&GP would like to make any suggestions for any larger changes and variations, things to add in, things to take out.
Yes,
No, I mean, I read through this and I thought the tweaks were appropriate. Just clarifying things which were helpful.
it's also an opportunity as we enter the last year of this council to reflect on whether we're delivering on what we said we would deliver on. So shall we take the objectives in turn?
Yeah.
The first one is to provide facilities and services that promote the health and well-being of residents.
Well, you've got a pie factory, even though that's
Yeah, and
TDC, isn't it?
I note as I go through what we said we would do, there was one item, 1.2, within the open spaces strategy, which included increasing our area of responsibility to include a number of bucket parks. Has that happened?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we approved a open spaces management agreement with Thanet District Council for 7 small areas. And then also there's the the approved plan, which hasn't been actioned yet, was to start thinking about improving smaller areas within larger parks. So that one isn't actioned yet, but in terms of the original list of little areas, we are now in a open spaces management agreement with TDC for 7 areas.
And that, we've got the capacity to do that, haven't we?
Yeah.
That's good. And then I also noted that under 1.4, we're going to undertake facelift Thursday projects, where public areas that are suffering from neglect are tackled. We're doing that.
Don't have a tendency to take place on Thursdays. It's, and one of the frustrations of it, Maxine's in charge, sorry, Mrs. Morgan's in charge of this, and I think one of the things that she did find difficult last year was the amount of time the technicians were involved in decorative lighting projects. But there were definitely some activities of tidying and cleaning the public realm.
Sorry, I'm completely lost as to where you're reading from.
Reading from what we said we were going to do in.
It was that's the report.
Oh, yes, that's.
And I read it last night. Business plan? Oh, is that something different?
I have to admit, I don't know what page we're on either. Thank you.
Well, if
We're on the document
It's
that
the
we're.
numbers that are throwing me. I'm kind of. What page there? It was the house.
So are we on we're on the business plan?
Yeah.
And so when you say number 4,
they're just bullet points, they're not actually numbered in the document we've sent.
using the bullet points.
So it's
The number.
No, I've got it.
yeah.
I've got it twice. And I did read it, so I can't say anything about Pocket Park, for example.
I'm looking at the document that we agreed in, whatever it was.
Is that this one or this one?
I can't see what you're looking at.
That one or the one that's stapled?
Not the one that's stapled.
That one.
That one.
It was on the table.
That has purple
Yes.
yeah, amendments in it. Right.
Right.
So when you say 1.4, it's in SO1, the 4th bullet point. Not the, said that.
Well, that's not that one. Purple's not that one. Purple's.
It says purple.
That's not purple, that's purple. Dave said it's that one. And
Add the
purple in this one.
It is purple.
Oh, yes, there's purple in that one as well.
On my copy,
Oh, not a lot of purple.
no,
Oh, right, a lot less purple on this
suggested
one.
amendment.
There's purple on both of them. Should we
Shall
start
we start
tonight?
again? I think it might be helpful if we start again and we get on track with this.
Well, we're being asked to make recommendations to council, but if we're unclear about the document we're using, shall we look at it and pick it up again at council?
So we're using the one you handed out, not the one
So this was sent to you last week.
I've read it.
Yeah.
Right.
And yeah, Councillor Green's referencing the numbers within that document.
On that one. Right, not the purple one,
Not the stapled one.
not the stapled one. Okay. Okay, there are some numbers here.
So,
Okay. I didn't see the connection.
Yeah, now found Facebook Thursday.
the next item on my list to raise is 1.7.
Development of the community centre at Radcliffe.
Yes. Now, we know that we haven't delivered on that but we are rapidly putting that right, I think.
So, I mean, those would be amendments that are suggested.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think that's fair enough.
Yeah.
We, we're all aware of the need to deliver on that this year. Then 1.8, the next item, provide community facilities at the Custom House. I think we are doing that.
Yeah. So this room is free of charge to local groups and organisations. And also, we let TDC use it, which is, and it's quite useful being able to bring them here for things.
Means you can listen.
We don't tend to hire it out much on evenings and weekends, because if you're giving it away for free and you need to get staff to be working out of hours, so we try to guide people towards you can have it free.
Do we advertise it?
It is on our website, but it's not something that we promote hard.
Okay.
Could be very oversubscribed because having access to free space, it might not be appropriate for most groups, etc., because of the adjacent offices.
It does disrupt the office flow as well sometimes.
To be mindful of that. And if you do go out of hours, there would then be lone working at some point for whichever member of the staff. So you'd have to think of a buddying system.
So we don't advertise it for a reason.
So it's advertised but quite low key.
Okay. My next one is 1.14. To encourage the District Council to provide public conveniences where needed.
What about 1.13? That's highlighted. Should this be amended?
Yeah. Okay, 1.13. Sorry. Should this be amended? Yeah, well, the 1.13 is in conjunction with the Council's asset strategy, work with TDC on the devolution of assets. In 2025, this will include exploring the following, and it lists Clifftop Shelters, Eastcliff Lift, Eastcliff Bandstand and surrounding area, and Beach Club for the Eastcliff.
Where is the beach club?
For the Eastcliff, that's on the, what was proposed to be on the car park.
So it doesn't exist at the moment. Okay.
Now, I don't think any of those are happening, are they? But it's not.
The lift.
It's not from our point of view. It's been difficulties with TDC and their asset disposal strategy.
Would you like a brief summary of where these are all at? So the Clifftop Shelters that were on a lease to the Ramsgate Society, that lease expired, I think, about 2 years ago now. And so responsibility still sits with TDC. In practice, the Ramsgate Society are still continuing to do what they did previously with regard to repairs with TDC's permission, and we give some assistance to that with the technicians and some materials. So they seem to be kind of drifting along, and theoretically it's under TDC's stewardship, but TDC, that's it.
Do the lifts, do the shelters have a commercial value for sale?
Did we discuss this at all? It wasn't we couldn't, something to do with, they were just spots of land and couldn't be sold on because they're just a little spot, as in,
I'm thinking
as opposed to a parcel of land?
Because TDC have moved on in their concept of asset disposal, which they've had to do. And so I'm just wondering whether or not the gift top shelters are seen as an asset of value for sale or an asset for transfer because there is no value.
Madam Mayor's recollection is correct. Our original approach to TDC was not that we wanted a lease or a licence, we wanted an asset transfer.
Yes.
And the explanation from the asset management team is that these are items on a larger parcel of land. If we're going to transfer an asset, that asset needs to have its own land registry title, and they're not going to go through the paperwork of making all of these individual, I think it's 14 shelters, registering them with the land registry as their own parcel of land.
Sorry. So would we be looking not at crossing them off our list, or are we looking at seeing if we can get the whole land? And what would that mean?
That would be the hook. That would be the...
Well, yes.
No.
I don't think it's possible. I don't know. I mean, does it have any? I mean, it's not as though it's space that is rented out, is it?
As I understand TDC's current policy, they need to dispose of some of their assets for two reasons. One is they might get a financial return from the sale, but also they would share the responsibility to maintain the asset. Both of those are important to them. Now, whether there's some way we could take that second aspect burden off them, I don't know. And if we want to,
thinking of the prom, for example, on the East Cliff. So from the fields down to the park in St Moses Montefiore, that is land, but there's no income from that land. So TDC, if they sold, and it's not something you can build on because so it's not as though it's a saleable land for profit. It's not like you can get housing commission on it.
I wonder how they let Rock Canyon have the bottom shelters. How they dealt with that then, because they have bits of land.
Yeah, I don't know what the pricing on that was, but that was because he was planning to use them to make money.
He's planning to use them.
But I'm not sure that you can make money from gardens that need gardening, which is kind of what I'm thinking of the long grassed area.
Only as an observer, I always remember that Peter Campbell said, keep away from them shelters because once you take them on, they're very expensive. What about the concrete shelters? Are they in part of this? Because the concrete shelters, I heard, now the person that's got agents' sons,
no, they're not.
said they're going to try and get hold of them and the lift.
Yes, well, Heritage Lab have still got them.
Heritage Lab have got them. I don't know what the deal is, whether they've been sold or whether they're...
I think they're trying to get a CIC, which is a community interest. But we was there that night, weren't we?
Yeah,
I think they've already
Watch this space. But anyway, all I know that Peter Campbell said keep away from them as Victorian
and he's
shelters.
been advertising for people to do something with them.
yes.
I think the challenge with all of these things is that Peter's right, was right, but at the same time, they are heritage assets for Ramsgate that are about to be subsumed into a unitary authority.
Yeah.
Well, the unitary authority will still have to keep them up, look after them.
Or dispose
You
of
have
them.
more faith than I do.
Well, we've got to start off with having some faith. I mean,
Really, the question for us is whether we want to approach TDC again about them.
I think the risk is exactly as Councillor Shonker's pointed out, is that we know that these things cost money to keep up. And that's all of those that are on there, those first three as assets on there. We also, there's Albion Gardens, there's the waterfall, there's all of that other stuff that has been discussed in the past. And there's plenty more, and that's just in Eastcliff, before we start moving outside of Eastcliff. It would be a financial cost for maintenance and repairs, because they've all been neglected for a lot of years. At the same time, what happens to them once TDC are no longer here?
Well, that's true. So do we recommend to council that we drop this item?
We what, sorry?
That we drop this item?
Consider dropping
That's the whole.
for fear of overreaching ourselves financially.
With regard to the bandstand, I think TDC are receptive to giving us a licence. I don't think that's a dropped matter. It was a delayed matter whilst UK Power Networks reconnection of the bandstand was taking place. But I think in principle they are ready to offer a.
And then the licence ownership will transfer to the new council, and we'll still have the licence.
It depends what the terms of the licence are as well.
And what we're going to do with it.
And what we can do with it.
Even if we weed it, it'd be an
You noticed.
I think we've got.
I'm tempted to get out of the car every single time and
I think we've got to recognise that TDC can't maintain their assets
That's evident.
to the level that we would like them maintained.
And that,
Having said that,
we know
does that mean we want to take them on? Councillor Shunt.
Of long standing, so I know what went on there. What happened to the £150,000 on that bandstand from the lottery funding? Did TDC actually spend that amount of money on that then? I've got a photograph about 2015.
I don't know whether they spent all the money, but they certainly restored
I know it's expensive.
restored the bandstand itself to a high degree. They restored the railings around it to a high degree, and they installed a lighting and sound system within the bandstand. Now, whether that took up all the money, I don't know.
But someone stole the actual brass, bronze corset it had around that concrete, that's metal theft.
That was stolen.
Yeah.
What they didn't have the money to do was to restore the dance floor.
And that will cost a small fortune to restore that to what it's supposed to be.
And there are quite a lot of people with opinions about what should happen on the bandstand and what shouldn't happen on the bandstand, because there's already, let me be the first to complain about the noise before anything happens. So,
I know.
On the other hand, it is a bandstand.
It is a bandstand.
Yes, it is. It's a bandstand.
Anyway, I'm looking for a proposal for what we do about 1.13.
Well, I propose that we relook at the cliff top shelters for the purpose of supporting the Ramsgate Society if they want to continue looking after them, and the bandstand, and drop the rest. The lift is in the hands of TDC, and aren't they going
out? I mean, there's so much that we can't do about that.
I think you've got to be realistic.
and the beach club, I mean, the same Rob Kenyon has put out all his photographs of the wonderful Olympic-sized swimming pool, and people are going around saying, We're getting the swimming pool down there.
Well, they didn't read it properly, did
Well, no, yes, I saw the picture.
It did.
So, but presumably we could use that car park for something.
Well, we could if TDC let us, yes.
Yes, so maybe we should pursue that. I don't know.
Can I just go back? What is the current state for the lift? I know TDC are
TDC have put an amount of money in this year's budget to restore the lift.
and then they're on the market, aren't they?
I don't think that's been decided.
No, okay.
I thought it had
I know the restoration's going ahead.
It's been mooted, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Either way, I don't think we, as a council, can afford to take that one.
It's a massive ongoing cost.
Yes,
It's always
yes.
been my
the
concern.
money pit.
It's only
I think
been.
the town clerk has done
Yes.
some work on this.
The head of estate had the lift valued, and I know that Andrea Plant has this valuation, which she won't share with me. But because there is this value, the explanation was she then needed to take it to market to see whether anyone was prepared to buy it to be used as a lift. And then if nobody was prepared to pay that money and run it as a lift, there's then the evidence that she needed to then reoffer it to Ramsgate Town Council at more favourable terms. But all the time that there's this notional value that you could get this amount of money, that's what TDC needs to pursue.
That was about the last I heard, but I don't know whether or not it's gone to market yet or not.
No, it hasn't. It hasn't.
The concession at the.
I think they were going to restore it first.
Yeah,
Then put it to market.
and then market, and the concession has changed hands as well, hasn't it?
No, apparently it hasn't.
Oh.
Apparently it's always been, they just close it in the winter and it's just open.
Oh, a couple of people have said it's changed hands. It's fine. Well, whatever it is, it's still there anyway.
Yeah, and
It's
it's
certainly reopened.
occupied, yeah.
I think what I'd like to do with the lift is I'd like to leave it in there, but as a kind of back burner, rather than take it off, simply because we've batted this back and forth for the last 7 years already. And so I just feel that, as a maybe, obviously subject to the outcome of the refurbishment and the TDC's attempts to sell it on the open market, just so that we leave the door open for it. We can say no later on.
Absolutely.
But we leave the door open.
I don't understand why anyone would want to buy it. How could you make any money? You know, if you charged everybody going in £10 to go down to.
The money comes from the.
The problem is where TDC has made money by selling a lift before in Ramsgate.
What?
There is this precedence of there is money to be made in the sale of lifts.
So
They
what?
sold the Westcliff.
Yes, I know the lift, but what, how is it functioning as what?
It's not.
It's not. So why would anyone want to buy it? That's what I'm saying.
I'm inclined to leave it on the back burner. I think before any decision to actually buy it is made, then we would need a business plan. But we can't do a business plan until we know what the sale price is. And we need to know what the sale price is, and then we could look at that and go, actually, no, it's not viable. It just leaves the door open for us to have a choice. That's the only thing I'm
I would
suggesting.
consider a long lease with suitable break clauses
Yeah.
rather than see it just
I mean, it's the concession, but they weren't prepared to give us that.
No, they weren't
Would you
originally.
amend the proposal then?
And how would they want to
Make the
live without the concession?
Can we amend the proposal in view of everyone else's viewpoint that you made, Laura?
First, so we'll change the proposal to the first three follow-up information to bring back to council.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And-
Councillor Sean.
That lift has been a problem anyway. What about the Equalities Act 2010? I mean, all these people in wheelchairs that can't get down there. I mean, down there they could come down that lift. Isn't there no funding? I know.
Grants.
Grants,
Not a
funding.
lot.
I think
I
that's
mean-
something that if it became possible that perhaps we could pursue, but
It's part of why, I mean, as you say, there is a massive public interest.
We had the same problem in Broadstairs, and because they kicked up the fuss, they got that one working in Broadstairs.
TDC are now saying that they'll put money in the budget to restore it. Their problem is they're not going to want the running costs.
No.
That's where we could help them if we wish. So,
I know it's had its ups and downs, but it's not working at the moment.
so that's the proposal, yeah? That's what we recommend to council.
Yeah, we keep the first three.
Keep the first three. All those in favour? That's carried. Okay.
It does say exploring. So.
I now move on to SO2.
What is
So SO3.
SO3, yeah.
Promote Ramsgate as a desirable, thriving and sustainable place in which to live, visit and do business.
Can I just ask what this current situation is with the Ramsgate neighbourhood plan, which seems to stretch out?
It's sitting back with us, with officers, to provide more information.
Okay.
We thought that we had the final version.
Yeah.
And then on meeting with Dave Chetwin, thinking, that's it, we're there. We've done all the background paperwork ready for the Regulation 14 consultation. There's a web page ready to be launched into consultation. And then Dave gave us a list of things to be done which we weren't expecting.
I mean, I'm anxious to see it, partly because of the shop fronts, which are disgraceful in Ramsgate.
So are we likely to be able to deliver that this coming year?
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah? Got to go to public consultation, haven't we? Okay, and we've got a budget for it.
Yes.
All right, so we keep that, yeah? Recommend that we keep that.
Yes.
And the other one, 2.2, is produce a highways improvement plan and identity and fund improvements to be undertaken each year.
Well,
We seem to be in a bind
it is
'Cause it's-
limited in what we can.
because in my opinion, it's not designed for a town. Highways improvement plans are designed for a village. And
I mean, we have got a highways,
I know we've got one,
but it doesn't.
but we're never going to get to a lot of the items because there's always going to be one big item that
The amount of money available is simply.
takes the money available.
We have got.
What we really need, and what the town clerk said that we do have, or potentially have, is a highways improvement plan for each ward.
Yeah.
Because we've got a budget for it of how much?
I think it's 108,000.
Yeah.
And I've let
It's more than that.
I think it could be, but it's definitely over 100. And I didn't tell KCC for a while how much we had, but then last year I did let them know because I thought possibly they're not doing anything because they think we don't have any money. So I let them know we've we've got money to spend, wondering whether that would quicken things up, but it hasn't.
Have KCC accepted that we need one for each ward?
Yes.
Well, that seems to be the way forward to me.
Yes, except have we got money for each ward? Do we just divide up the money we've got, or?
Well, it means at least we can talk to them about
Yeah.
the priority for each ward.
Stuff in your ward that you want to have.
And then we've got a budget that we can dip into, maybe. Is that the way it would work?
Yeah. The only thing is, I don't think we will get the officer time from KCC to be working on a project per ward.
Supposed to prioritise.
Prioritise. Perhaps we ought to look at that plan and prioritise.
Well, they may not want to do that, but in all fairness, if they're willing to do that for each and every village, then they should do it.
Yeah, that's true.
Chase. Chase.
Yeah, Chase, yeah, you're
We
right.
do have some potential highways improvements up at Sharp Place coming up.
Place.
Top of Hollicondane Road, up by Boundary Road, Boundary Lights at the top. Because that's going to be a central hub for the walking and cycling routes that are being proposed.
David wanted to, Councillor Green wanted to add some stuff to the highways improvement plan, and we were told it was full, that we couldn't add anything.
So we can add as many things as we like to our own list.
Yeah.
But it's where KCC will only allow, as far as they're concerned, to have 3 priorities at a time. And at the moment, our priorities, the first one was Doubleton Park Drive. Yeah. Then it was the town centre. But with the town centre, the problems that we're raising, KCC are largely saying there's nothing that can be done about them. And then the next priority was very large, and it was safe crossings to all schools. And there is one school that's been, can you remember, there's Railings. Is St Ethelbert?
No.
Well,
I think it's Lillian Road, with the road twists round.
well, other than the first 2, which we might get.
Well,
No, we're never going to get the town centre one.
Well, just step back. Doubleton Park Drive is almost ready to be crossed off.
Yeah.
Done, except we were expecting to get a crossing further down, where people take their lives in their hands every day trying to cross that road.
Is that down near the school?
No, it's down near, there's a sort of triangular green. Wood Road, yes.
Near the
There
GP
isn't anywhere
surgery
to
pharmacy.
Yeah, between that and there isn't anywhere to cross, and it is difficult. And I have a another harassing me about it at the moment.
If you go,
I can ask Paul Vallick. I don't see him that often because he's up to here with everything else, so don't keep phoning him up about potholes, but I can ask him.
Oh no, Doubleton Park Drive is sorted.
That's right.
Without
Yeah.
the help of KCC councillors, I will say.
Well, I did tell you at the end of the day, there's no money available, whatever you wanted.
We pay for it.
That's right, but
We pay for it.
it's saying that Ramsgate.
so it's sorted. That means
Well, the
you have a date for
thing
it.
is sorted, but the other thing,
The crossing
the crossing
is.
has been approved by KCC, but I keep asking, how do we go about it now? The town clerk knows nothing about it, so I've got to push that. Do they want a written order? Or are we going to spend it out of our money? We don't know how much it will be.
Councillor Sean.
I can ask again. School crossings years ago was about 13,000. There's about £23,000 now just for crossings. So I can ask again. And
We have a list of how much everything costs from KCC Highways.
Well, what are we going to recommend to council?
Well, I think we should recommend that we have, what's the word, ward.
Individual ward.
Individual
Highways, individual ward
hips. But exactly how we go about prioritising those, I have no idea.
Maybe we need to have a look around our wards again then.
Yes, that's just what I was thinking.
Well, ward councillors have got to do it,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
and they've got to be, you know,
I mean-
realistic.
Yeah.
Yes, I was going to say, you mustn't feel that you've got to find places.
Putting bids in for
That'd be better.
sorting out the town centre. It's not gonna work.
I am about to complain and to identify the spots where the paving is particularly undulating to see if they do anything about it. It's mainly the upper part.
Well, you know, something like that on a small scale, surely, if we're paying for it, they should just do it.
Well, it's dangerous, so they should do it.
Have there been slips and trips recorded?
So,
Forms?
I don't know.
is that agreed then? That we
Yes.
ask
What's been proposed?
for ward councillor, or ward, yes,
Fair enough, yeah.
and then as a priority, we ask the ward councillors what their
can I just say,
is.
as KCC, if Laura puts what you want in writing and I'll take it to, or send it to Paul Van, let him give you an answer in black or white, then
Good.
I want to have my neck chopped off on every occasion, but it's down to cost
Okay.
and money. In writing, he might change his mind or meet you halfway with someone. No, I think it's all wrong that you will start spending town council money on KCC. But if we've got the money, I know other villages and towns are doing the same.
Yeah, but we did the speed thing in Dunter Park Drive. Curiously, KCC have paid for that. We didn't have to.
That's right, which I suggested in the first place. That's speed awareness.
So going forward, we retain the Dunton Park Drive because it's so near to completion.
Yeah.
And we look to having
We need the crossings.
ward, yes.
Yeah.
Is that the way forward? All those in favour? Thank you. I'm down to SO3, which is promote Ramsgate as a desirable, thriving and sustainable place in which to live, visit and do business. And the only one there that I wondered about was 3.4, which is maintain RTC events equipment for use by the community for public events. Do we still do that?
We've got quite an extensive list of chairs, tables, gazebo, equipment that is used.
Yes. Stalls as well, is that
Yeah. So at the moment there's no charge, but it is for use in Ramsgate. We occasionally get requests from outside of Ramsgate, and if it's someone that we would like to owe us a favour, it might be borrowed, but no, it is solely for use in Ramsgate.
And do we advertise it?
Yes.
Ask a question. I know I've had some conversations with Rebecca over the last year about whether or not some of our gazebos needed updating, replacing, becoming more lightweight, movable. What's the current situation on our gazebos? Have we still got all of the old ones, or are we looking at renewing them, or what's the situation? I haven't heard, it just come to mind. It's not something I talked to her for a while about. That's just a...
Is this possibly the stalls?
Yes.
Not the
gazebos. Yes.
My concern with the stalls is that they're very resource heavy. They're not something that can be loaned to someone can collect on Friday and return on Monday. They require the technicians to be safely erecting and dismantling them. So there was consideration of, well, do they get completely replaced for something else? They are also looking rather tired, so I think Maxine was looking into new canvases. I think where it's sitting with the Mrs. Smith at the moment was possibly waiting till Pier Yard was done. Right. And then that's a larger area that might then suit having matching pull-out gazebos. Whereas at the moment, actually, particularly where events are taking place, I think the pop-up stalls are 2 foot by 6 foot, which are actually quite a handy size for people. But possibly when Pier Yard is the place that everyone is using, then having a larger, nice pull-out matching gazebos would be more desirable. But I'm not sure what's being progressed for maybe the coming era.
I just,
if anything,
just came to mind that there was this thing, actually, when you said Max said about it looking tired, I think it was, they're getting on a bit and they are looking tired. And it was...
They're also very difficult to assemble, because I helped with them over Ramsgate Day, and they weigh a ton, and they're quite difficult to manoeuvre. They're not easy to put up without assistance.
The weight has some advantage in the wind,
yes,
rather than going off like Wizard of Oz.
Does the cost of technicians' time to assemble them come up fees they pay for the...
yes. At the moment, basically all of the fees go to paying the technicians.
Right.
There's no profit in it for the council, but there's no cost to the council either. The stalls are the only thing that there is a charge for. Everything else is, if you can collect it, return it, and it's in Ramsgate, you can borrow it.
Well, there's some people that have their own.
Yeah.
Well, is that something that is under review for the upgrading, updating, renewing of the stalls? Or is it what?
Sorry. So no, I believe the position from was actually just leave them now until Pier Yard is finished and then revisit. But I don't think there's anything currently underway,
Right.
but town promotion could.
So just don't want it in here?
Yeah.
Okay.
But in terms of the
it came up under town promotion, and I actually questioned whether it belonged under town promotion, because it wasn't just, it belonged under full council, which is why I kind of then chucked it out of the brain. It's just talking about it now, it came back again. So that's why I remembered it, because it just wasn't something that I thought was particularly something that should be a cost to town promotion, but it would need to be a cost to full council. So,
but yes, I can check what the latest was on that. But yeah, in terms of the business plan, yes, events equipment is used and publicised. And then there was
So where are
one
we?
suggested amendment there.
change to 3.8.
Yeah, just moving from active Ramsgate to the umbrella of just Ramsgate.
Okay. Right. somewhere, and I'm not sure where it should come, we should reference the security patrols.
That is
There were
referenced
some somewhere. I thought it
That is referenced on Reddit.
And make a recommendation to council whether we should continue.
I wish, and Councillor Alderman has told me absolutely no way, that they say, as well as saying security, they say something like here to help on security.
No.
So aggressive. All these people wandering around two people wandering around in high-vis jackets with security on them. It'd be nice if they were there to help as well.
But they are.
They're doing that.
We've got visitors.
But they are helping, aren't they? I mean, the general feedback from anything is that they're very helpful.
So, yes.
People are not finding them unapproachable, and certainly I noticed members of the public having conversations with them. So I don't think we need to worry about that. I do that. I think people are.
Here to help is a kind of like a meaningless.
It's what they say in Eastbourne. They've got the same company doing it in Eastbourne.
It just kind of, I don't want to use an English one, so I'm going to use an American one.
It's just like the kind of meaningless thing you get as you walk through a door in Walmart.
That's what it makes me think of.
No, it
Worse
is.
than that, there'll be approach to help everybody, and perhaps the workload would become different then.
I don't, I'm with Steve on that one.
Town clerk is saying that it falls better in S01.
Have we found it in here yet?
No, it's not there. But it could be there.
Another one, yes, I've read it.
I have definitely read it in my paperwork, but not.
So, are we recommending that we, because it's due to end, isn't it?
Yeah.
That we recommend to council that we extend it?
Yeah.
Yes.
But in the summer, I think their hours should be different. They should go on later. Maybe start later, go on later. I was living in the high street. You see a lot of stuff going on later. I'm not talking about hooligans coming out of pubs. I'm talking about the young lads.
And can we add to that we seek grants to help us
We have got
pay for that?
the business plan review, haven't we, here, which I think is what I was referring to when we started this off about the amendments. So we've got increased focus on community safety and reassurance measures reflecting priorities around antisocial behaviour. Yeah. For example, introduction of town centre security officers. So it is mentioned in that. Right.
So,
So you want it mentioned in the other one? Yeah.
It should be.
Yes, I think so.
I'd like this committee to make a recommendation to the council.
Yes.
So
I
they do.
recommend to maintain it and perhaps look at altering the working hours or the coverage hours if we can't afford to increase the hours.
Yeah.
And
Second that.
I'd like to recommend that we seek financial help
Yes.
where available.
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes. And I think that's it really.
Under 3.10, I had a question. So it starts with undertake beautification projects, including, and then I think there's two that we can now cross off. Decorative lighting displays, provision of palms and flowers, but add in small planting schemes in pocket parks and larger parks, which is an outstanding action.
just renumber that 3.10.1.
We exhausted the texture lighting. The town can stand this.
Never enough.
Oh my gosh, but they do get a lot of compliments, the new lights, don't they?
They do.
Which is good, so they would
They are,
probably invested.
the arches in particular.
Yes, the arches look lovely.
And I was doubtful.
Those
I
lights.
must admit, I was doubtful. But I was right.
Yeah, they do.
What's that thing about the big bulbs that? I don't know anything about them.
Get that sorted out.
So the warranty period for them expired in March, but Blashare, our claim against the warranty was received in time, which the supplier has acknowledged that we were in time, and the matter has been escalated and we are awaiting an offer.
Okay. They looked really good.
They did, they look a little bit diminished now, don't they?
I thought they'd be vandalised, but they weren't really.
No, they just reflect things. Would you?
Is that all on that?
Yeah.
Good. Where are we? Thank you for that. Next item is schedule of meetings. We received a draft schedule of meeting dates for 2026-27, confirmation at the annual meeting of the council on the 6th of May. And consider if there are any changes that should be made to the current arrangements. That's a bit late, the 6th of May.
It's within standing orders that it's one of the first things that the council must do, which ties in with if it had been an election year. So this has been drafted very much based around the current workings of the council and the committees. Obviously, an incoming committee chair could then make recommendations to do things differently. It does seem increasingly difficult to fit meetings in around TDC. And also because of your own commitments at TDC, it may be necessary to start doubling up on some committees, that possibly you have asset management followed by something else.
Well, we recommend this to annual council,
Yeah.
unless there's any clashes that we can see.
Council,
yes.
but I think the more heads around that, the better.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fine from my perspective, but I'm not sitting on more than one council.
No, and I was just going to say, you and I are the only two.
GNA in October. I'm not sure there's anyone on this council that's on GNA. I'm a reserve on it, but
I'm on.
so that, are you on it, are you? Okay. And obviously I have a problem in May 27. That clash. As does Pat. And Steve.
Let's go to full council.
Yes.
Yeah, that might be a difficult one.
Yeah, we can talk it out there.
May 2027.
Or 27.
That might be a difficult one.
What might be difficult in?
The one, the last clash on the list, May 2027.
The planning committee and
Oh, yeah.
Because that takes 3 of us out.
we have to go to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or we can sort
That's to take priority.
the meeting.
You and I can't get out of it, can we?
Well,
No.
within that mind, at a meeting, maybe some people like us non-double hatters need to move from one committee to another.
Exactly.
Sorry, say that again.
Perhaps to facilitate the Ramsgate committee meetings, us non-double hatters move to cover committees.
Well, it's not too bad because it's so planning committee and asset management committee. It's planning and town promotion committee. That might be a bit difficult since I'm chair of both.
Vice Chair.
Corinna.
This needs
We can't work around it until other people are present.
No,
So
planning and
it's a bit
SDG.
speculative.
Can we,
Planning and asset
the
management.
way forward, can we send this to
Yes.
every councillor? This list, and ask them to let you know if they think there'll be any clashes.
Yeah.
I think that the big one that will be a problem will be May 2027, where you've got TDC planning and RDC full council on the same.
Yeah, but that's so far away,
But it is a long way away.
things could change.
Yes, indeed.
A lot could change between now and then.
So if we do that, then we're covered.
Got an election before that date.
Yeah.
election tomorrow.
No, party. So
Next item is
next election?
Charlotte Court Railings.
Yeah.
The huge issue
Yes.
of Charlotte Court Railings. Clark.
Thank you. So there's timber post and rail barriers around all the flower beds at Charlotte Court, which have been there a long time. I believe they were there when the land was transferred from TDC. The technicians maintain these and treat them, replace parts. Unfortunately, they've just hit the end of their repairable life. And the majority of the timber uprights have now rotted and are structurally unsound. And it's we're now at the point where the piecemeal repairs is no longer viable. As a result, a length of fencing had to be removed urgently due to failure, creating an unplanned maintenance issue. I asked the technicians whether they thought that railings were needed. We could just remove them, and they thought we would get a lot of problems with people trampling the flower beds. So some kind of barrier is required, and a perfect long-term solution would be metal railings. However, they've sought a quote for such work, and it's estimated £43,000.
It's hideously expensive.
So the technicians went back to the drawing board and have proposed that they could undertake a replacement using concrete posts with timber fencing, broadly replicating the existing style but with improved durability. And for them to do the work, the materials would cost £4,616. This was not a project that was in the budget. So would the committee like to make a recommendation to council on how to proceed?
We should do
So
that.
we replace them with troughs.
Take a look into that. The other thing is there's 155 metres
Oh, yeah. That's a lot of troughs.
that will be lost off.
I'd like to propose that we think about the technician-led replacement timber barriers.
Councillor Crittenden.
I was going to ask why concrete posts and not wooden posts.
So rot.
Well, I really appreciate that, but
I know you do.
they look nicer than concrete. They look more in keeping with what's already there and look nicer, even though they rot. They'll still rot when you've got timber fencing.
They're more robust.
I know.
In view of what I heard the other night in Charlotte Court, perhaps we need something a little bit more robust, because I ended up, Councillor Wing and myself ended up
We can't electrify
Please.
them.
So, yeah,
It does get rough.
right, rough drinkers and rough, yeah, there was a lot of roughness going on there the other night, which we had to
Just set
address.
them across slightly with say concrete posts.
Yes, well, it might be there longer.
They're probably grown old on them, or algae, or whatever.
Yeah.
They're probably grown green. It grows.
So you're proposing wooden posts and accepting them,
Yeah.
accepting that they probably won't last as long.
What would the cost of wooden posts be instead of concrete?
Need to find out.
Thank you.
Yeah, shall we find that out, and it'll have to go to council anyway, won't it? Because of the cost.
Can I just have a word on that? I mean, I used to do the garden down there, so I know how hard it is to do the garden and what people walk all over what you're trying to do. There was a communal toilet down there years ago, hence the hedges were cut down. You wouldn't believe there's a police station behind the corner, and people just drinking and just carrying as normal as if it wasn't there. But the only thing with I do agree with the wooden posts, they look better than the concrete. I mean, if anybody's going to jump over there and hit their head on the concrete, at least with wood, it'd be okay. But if you put some sort of creosote or some wood stain on it, it would last. But not only you're talking about the garden, you're talking about the petanque. You know, the whole area, it makes it look tidy.
I would like another quote with wooden posts.
It still is being used as a
And
public
that would be
right.
my choice, but
You wouldn't have access to any funding to help, would you?
Ask.
No?
You can ask.
Find out how much the wood is first.
Okay. All right,
I don't promise nothing.
all right, we'll do that.
Worth a
Might
try.
be a chip off the old block, but who cares?
Okay.
May I note, actually, how great the technicians are.
Yes,
That
yeah.
they can turn their hands to something like this and are prepared to do it, and
Yeah.
it's a heavy, hard job.
Yeah.
And they want to do it, and actually the amount of money that it's saving by being able to
no,
house.
I completely agree, and that's fantastic. I would just prefer to see wooden posts than concrete.
No, I totally agree, Laura, and you also put that in there about their enthusiasm to save us
yeah.
money, and that is much appreciated by all of us, I'm sure, and perhaps you could convey thanks to them for that. They're very creative thinking.
It's just that I think it'll take a while, and I wonder how urgent it is. But, yeah, investigate.
What? The nearer the age building is ours, and the other court is still TDC's, is that right?
But actually, the little square
Yeah,
opposite Age and Sons is also TDC's.
right,
We've just got the petanque court in the middle,
yeah,
still TDC either side.
yeah.
Can I just say, Albert Court was belongs to the housing association, was that 2 years?
Albert Court is TDC, and they won't release it because they charge all the properties around for the use of the space.
Used to have quite a few events in Albert Court years ago.
Yeah.
What's this is not directly affecting us, but thinking about all the different parts of that area, that we've got one little bit and TDC have got other bits. What about is there fencing on TDC's bits that is also? No, I can't.
Tonight, couldn't we?
We
I
could.
was text on my way back.
I just can't visualise which bits, where the boundaries are and which bits have got
Where the flint wall is.
apprentices that need to be replaced, because what will happen if we deal with our bit, and what will TDC do with their bit? Will they stick corrugated iron around it or something, you know, I mean, I hope not, but you see where I'm coming from?
You're saying that it should all match?
Well, if theirs is a problem and ours is, because if ours is a problem, it's all the same, isn't it? There is a metal bit as
But even if
well.
it's not a problem, we change ours, then it's not going to match anymore.
Yeah, and then what if they come along and do something different and it doesn't match anymore? Oh,
I haven't done anything yet, so we don't have to speculate on that, do we? So I think we just go along and have a look.
well, they might just leave theirs to collapse and not replace it. I mean, you know, yeah.
Don't worry unnecessarily about it.
Well, we could just,
We could just go and, you know.
we could just inform
recommendations.
TDC
Yes.
of what we're planning to do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're a good neighbour.
yes.
Yeah?
I'll go and have a look tonight.
Is that agreed?
Yeah, thank you.
Next item is item 8, utility contracts. To receive and note a report regarding the utility supply at the Custom House and Redford House. Now, I asked this to be on the agenda because I think we've been really badly treated by our council.
Yeah.
From both Redford House and the Custom House. And I think we really need to get to the bottom of it.
Thank you, Chair. And it was an early consideration of this matter that the committee did resolve to leave ecotricity as soon as possible. But we've held off paying a bill for the Custom House because we didn't think it was right. But they won't go to the next step of installing or this kind of monitoring process until we pay the bill. But they have confirmed that if the meter is discovered to be broken, they will retrospectively apply the updated costs. So hopefully there will be some money coming back. But we also need to stay in contract with Ecotricity in order to do this. Once we leave contract, we won't be able to charge any, try and get a previous bill revisited.
But we also had problems at Redford House, didn't we? Similar problems, where they were overcharging.
Is it particularly unhelpful? I mean, you know, reading through this, I just thought this is the first service I've read about in quite some time from an electricity company.
They're dreadful.
The catalogue of uncooperation.
We have an energy broker, EIC partnership, that are kind of we have an ongoing relationship with.
They recommended them.
Well, they provided the council with a list of so many options, and this is the one that we chose. But I have to say, I very much value the role that the brokers playing, because I think actually trying to deal directly with Ecotricity would be very difficult. Yeah.
And just if this broker company is involved, presumably that carries a bit of sway because they will be recommending to other people, and if Ecotricity are ships, they will.
Is there a number to it? Is there a number to it?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
So we've got to go really with them installing this.
Jump through the hoops. Noted. There's not much more we can do about that, no.
Everything's being done that can be done. I have the name Ofgem in mind, but I can't quite remember what they cover. But I can look into it.
So, is this here for decision? Or just a
No,
note?
it's a note.
Right. Okay. Item 9 is employment law changes. Receive and note a guide from WorkNest detailing employment law changes that came into effect on the 1st of April 2026. This includes sick leave as soon as you start. Doesn't it? Good stuff.
Yeah.
WorkNest is our HR advice provider, and these are not optional. These are changes in the law and letting you know as an employer that these are now in place.
Right.
We just need to note it, didn't we?
Yes, it was interesting reading through it, actually. Yeah.
Perhaps we should publicly welcome it.
Publicly.
Welcome it.
Yeah.
Yep, good idea.
And then the last item, letter 10, is date and time of the next meeting. We don't set that, do we?
No.
No. We can't yet because it's not been agreed.
Yeah.
These meetings.
So, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.